Welcome to Glassrook University, new home to genius and adversity. In our hallways are characters with backstories tragic who fight against fate with metal or magic. These familiar stories, with echoes still sounding, leave blood on the floor and hearts yet pounding. A game of steam, madness, or hope not yet sunk. I am pleased to present Frankenpunk.
Welcome to Frankenpunk. Timing. Welcome to the game Elementary Deductions, yes. I'm really excited for this game today, which is either a great thing for the players and a bad thing. So let's get into it. It's gonna be great. So we start in the afternoon at Glassrook. A flurry of footsteps fills the halls with sound and the afternoon sun throwing shadows across stone paths and doorways, and the slight brush of cold leaves everyone traveling between classes with a chill running down their spine and just like a slight clatter of chatter of teeth of like, you know. As students are either getting off for the afternoon or they might have one more class left. A few of our characters start to converge. They start to head towards the class, Logic 306. It is taught by Professor Doyle, or Professor.
You're good.
You're
so good. You're so good.
Professor Arthur Conan Doyle. And as a few of our characters step into the classroom and start to head towards the group table that they usually sit at, the professor is shuffling around at the desk, putting a few papers into the table as there's a woman who stands across from him, talking in low voices, and she has dark hair piled kind of high on her head, and it's kind of a contrast because she has like dark hair, pale skin, like really put together. And not to say that Professor Doyle isn't put together as well, but he's got just like a waistcoat, the shirt untied, no tie, holding his collar together, blonde hair slicked back, the pointed ears of a high elf, and looks to be maybe in his 40s, but and also has kind of a darker beard. Stop.
Why is he sexy? Why is that sexy? Mr. Conan Doyle.
I don't even know that's all Phoenix.
You know, I do want to point out these features could easily, be in an entirely different way to what we might mentally envisage them.
No, they are in the way you think it is. I am building this.
Listen, not every character has to be hot.
I'm sorry, have you played in our games before?
It's just all attack because of course they're hot.
Fergus, please. This is the one thing.
So he stands there with blonde, slicked back hair, and a tan. Stop it.
Sorry, you continue.
Me making a hot character, you immediately.
What do you expect?
So they talk in low voices, and the first immediately to recognize as you're kind of the first in the room is Robin, closely followed by Harvey. But Robin stands and stares, and she recognizes, the person talking to Professor Doyle. Although that person hasn't, acknowledged, you just walked into the room, so there's no definite answer whether she's noticed you or just isn't paying attention, isn't saying anything. But they're talking in kind of low voices, and there's other students who are still like flowing in to the classroom to kind of start talking of like, oh, I didn't really know how to study for this. But you just kind of move towards the table a bit, which isn't like too close to the desk either. It's kind of in the opposite because there's only 3 big tables. And so Robin and Harvey kind of enter the room a bit together. Harvey still has his... Actually, wait. Y'all introduce your characters with this. Robin and then Harvey. Describe your character, what your class is. Yeah.
My name is Robin Banks. I am a bard, and I go here to study sometimes, but not really. I am accompanied by my boyfriend, ex-fiancé, possible fiancé. We haven't talked about it yet. We love each other very much, but he happens to have a crazy person in his head.
Gonna expose this man.
Wait a minute.
Robin looked at Harvey and went, I can make this worse.
I can make this work.
Or better.
And right now, Robin is... at first, she was mostly worried about showing her head to anyone in the class, because over the weekend, something terrible happened to it. Hyde got ahead of it, and now she has red hair. For no reason, and she hates it. She truly does hate it. She is not French. It's not French for her, and she hates it.
Whoopsie.
And so she's not mad at Harvey, but she is livid at Hyde. And so right now she's mostly preoccupied by that, but she saw the woman at the desk, and she wants to run away.
Good call. And now Harvey?
Yes, so I'm Harvey Lovelace. My father is Dr. Henry Jekyll. And Harvey's been doing a lot of studying since he had his little accident. For those who don't know, yeah, he does have a crazy person living in his head. His name is Edward Hyde. He gives him lots of trouble, and the biggest trouble he's in right now is for dying Robin's head. Whoopsie. That happened. That's on me. I wasn't paying attention. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you. But yeah, Harvey has been putting his nose to the books and studying with his father a lot. Been studying with Bonnie since she's been helping him out with dealing with Hyde, trying to figure out how to get him out. Studying with Violet as well. So yeah, that's what Harvey's been doing. And he's just, he notices Robin kind of freezing a little bit, and he's like, oh, you alright?
Mon chéri, you know when I thought that looking like a strawberry shortcake was my biggest problem?
Yes?
I changed my mind. Can we go to another class? Can we skip this one today?
Oh, what's so wrong with this one? I was actually looking forward to this one, actually.
As this is going on, another student in the group slams her books on the table as Bonnie comes in, really irritated that in another class she got told to do her homework. Like, what the hell?
I'm the best student there. I don't understand. Homework doesn't increase my fucking work levels. I've already proven I'm the best. And stupid. Cares about education.
Soon after her comes a smaller, little person, looking a little ghostly. Less of a intense entrance than Bonnie. Violet Liddell. Can you introduce yourself? And then, wait, Bonnie is also an artificer. There you go.
If my goggles don't give it away. No, I'm actually a paladin.
Wow, amazing.
Barbarian.
Okay, then...
Might as well be.
Wait, I forgot to ask Bonnie to describe what she looks like real quick.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't actually do it. So, Bonnie is currently in like her kind of school garb. It's a bit more casual than her usual very outgoing clothing. She's still wearing her heels. Her hair is down. She's currently sporting a fringe as she was last time. The singed bits are starting to grow out a little bit better, so it's starting to look a little bit more manageable. She has got a pair of her goggles on, which she was using for a few previous classes. One of them got interrupted. The frog that she was meant to dissect went missing. So she's a bit lost for... She kind of was a bit pissed off about that too. So she has to do extra work for catch up there. And yeah, that's Bonnie at the moment.
That's crazy. And then Violet. What does Violet look like?
So Violet is a 5'2" changeling. Her skin is kind of translucent, and you can see like her skeletal structure underneath it. Her hands are kind of like little ball jointed doll kind of thing. Dressed very sensibly in all black, a little shabby, a little worn, very, very repaired. And her hair has been like pulled back behind her head as best as she can get it. And she's carrying like her big armload of books and more books and papers spilling out of her bag. And I think she comes in right when like Bonnie's going on her whole like "I'm the best student here" speech, and Violet just puts her book down and just like gives her a look, but doesn't say anything. She's like, I'm not going to get involved in that. Actually, I'm gonna mind my business.
With Bonnie's outburst, the woman at the desk actually turns to look at your table. And she looks separately at each one of you, and then at everyone else who is now filled into the class, just like sort of slowly turning, doing a 360. And like the Professor Doyle has been like talking this whole time of like, and like pointing at a piece of paper. And then he like also looks up to like see her like looking around the class and like looking at her, looking at people, and it's like, anyway. And then with that, he like glances up again, and in through the door comes the other two advisors, chaperones. That was the word I've been trying to think of for 3 days.
You got it just in time.
The other two chaperones, a side of kind of portly, like dwarvish man. He's got like a bowler hat on, and like is like has like a cane, but doesn't seem to like be using it to walk or anything. And he's talking like up to another man. And Lane Ruspine, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Lane Ruspine. He is a human. He's a gentleman detective. There's no other class there. Nothing to worry about. He's wearing a very nice white shirt, long red vest, cravat, black gloves, top hat, cane, and a monocle.
Ah.
Oh, fancy.
Very important.
And the dwarven man is like, seems to be like, not red in the face, but is like talking like very passionately, and he's like, I'm top of Scotland Yard, could never without me. I know I don't get the credit I need, but
I am sure, Inspector. I'm sure I have. We actually met in passing quite a few years ago. I don't expect you to remember. I was quite green.
No,
at the time,
my
but...
mind's trapped. Nothing escapes.
Oh, so you do remember me?
I'm gonna roll it. History check for him.
Never mind.
I'm gonna fucking cry. Also, question, Fergus, how old is Lane?
25, 26.
Ageless.
Ageless and ethereal.
He's human.
102 at the same time.
The dwarven man goes, ha! Course! And then keeps walking. Like, goes up to the desk, and his face is kind of red at this point, and he looks up And he also looks at the woman standing there, and she just looks down at him, like, very unimpressed, but, like, smiles very sweetly and, like, offers out her hand. And, like, they start talking a bit. And Doyle looks up to see, like, the classroom is full, everyone is kind of sitting down or just kind of chatting amongst each other. And he directs the other two chaperones to go to the side of his desk and kind of looks up at Lane as well and, like, gestures. Yes, excuse me, class. Today will be an exercise in logic and deduction. A practical exercise in knowing what is and what isn't. When you eliminate all possibilities, then whatever remains must be the truth. Heard someone say something like that, I can't remember. But for today's class, we have 3 victims, or rather 3 faculty members who have volunteered to be cases for us this evening. These cases, various crimes have been committed. Now, you will only pick one case for your group, and with that group, you will also have a chaperone from the real world. Detective Raspine, Detective Lestrade, and Miss Scarlet have kindly put aside some time to give you some of their expertise. You will have 2 hours to try and solve what happened, with what, and who the culprit is. Now, if there are no more questions, he places 3 manila envelopes on the dark wooden desk in front of him. Send a representative from each group to pick your case. You, and you. And he points to Harvey with that last one to come up and pick a case. Yes, you.
Me? Ooh,
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Choose a good one, Harvey, or you're going to be a fucking case. Right?
Listen. All right. I'll do my best. No
5
pressure or
minutes.
anything.
Please, just 5 minutes. I'm
All right.
begging.
Harvey walks up. He was like excited, and now he's like, "Oh my god, I'm nervous. They should pick someone else for this."
There's a name on each envelope. Shelley, Rappaccini, and Doyle.
Okay.
Doyle, he's sexy.
As Harvey is sort of deciding, and he is kind of out of reach of the table, so like you guys have to be like slightly talking like a bit loudly to like get this across. And with the like pick Doyle, he's hot. The
Harvey's just like
Miss Scarlet turns to look at you.
That was Vane. That wasn't Robin.
It's too late. It's canon. It's too late. It's canon. It's
You
now.
specify.
Doyle, while like the 3 students are like debating, and one of the students already picks Shelley up and moves to another table. Doyle looks to the 3 chaperones and directs them to each group. And Miss Scarlet is not with your group.
Oh.
Detective Raspine is with your group, and he moves towards them. So what's left is Rappaccini and Doyle, and the student next to you is like looking kind of nervous because he's also like looking down at your collar. He's like,
Keep your eyes to yourself, please. And he grabs the Rappaccini file.
the kid's face goes straight scarlet and like takes Doyle and goes back to his seat and like completely avoids eye contact. And then like the other people in the group are like going back to the table with the Rappaccini envelope. Immediately on just like opening the envelope, there's a location just on like the little flap triangle. And it has like location, Professor Rappaccini's house. So that's like where you need to go for the case.
Okay. I'm taking notes.
That's probably
To her house?
Yeah.
Oh.
And one group leaves with Miss Scarlet sort of taking up the rear. And as she's about to leave the room, she just... No hello? Nothing? Like, she says this to Robin.
Is she far away or is she very close to
No,
me?
she's like 10 feet away from you, maybe 15, and is like in the doorway.
Bonjour,
Children.
She just
Hello,
looks away.
darling. And then she walks out of the door.
Is that your mom?
Maybe.
Seems
I don't
nice.
Needlessly uncomfortable.
Yes.
But I'll introduce myself. Hello. I am Detective Lane Ruspine at your service. I believe I know most of you through passing. Mr. Lovelace, Miss Harker, Miss Little. Miss Banks, I must admit, you have me at a disadvantage. You're the only one I don't know. That was your mother, you say?
Yes, that was my mother.
Forgive me if this is impudent. Is your father in the picture?
It is impudent. Please stop asking questions
My
now.
apologies.
Thank you.
Doyle at the desk sort of like looks up, and like you didn't really notice it at first, but like the table next to you has been moving, and like the other tables have been like starting to be pushed against the like side of the wall. And Doyle like looks up and he goes, "Get a move on. You have 2 hours, so you might want to shake a leg."
All right. Hopefully everyone is pleased with this file.
Yes,
Have
yes,
you
I'm very
opened it?
pleased. Very pleased. Good choice.
On the way to Professor Rappaccini's house, which is like next to / in like the garden, next to like the biology labs and everything, you read the file, at least among yourselves or maybe out loud, and you read the details of this case. A call was sent out because of a scream in the house. When authorities arrived, Beatrice, Professor Rappaccini, was home but denied screaming. But she did lead the police to the door to a locked room. And she says she did come home and find the door to her father's office was locked with no key found. The lock is a bit strange looking, but does have a keyhole. And after searching the house, it was concluded that she's not lying that she couldn't have opened it. You don't think. So getting to the house, you get there, and Professor Rappaccini is standing next to the door, with like full-length gloves on, like a mask over, her face, and like just kind of stands with her arms crossed at the doorway. And she's quiet for a second with you guys approaching, and she goes, "Try not to wreck my house."
We'll keep it just as we found it, promise.
I assure you, Professor, I will endeavor to keep things professional.
You better.
As they're sneaking past, Bunny's just gonna whisper. She's like, "Is your son home?"
No.
Oh,
They're in class.
oh right. Oh yeah, he enrolled. My bad. I forgot. I'll see him at school.
Entering into the house, you pass it's a kind of cottage-ish. It has like 2 stories, but it's very like simple layout. Like there's a small living room, 2 bedrooms, downstairs, like kitchen, whatever. Upstairs there's another bedroom, and it looks like there's like 2 offices up there, and one of the doors is open, but the other is not. Looking at the lock, y'all want to do a perception check?
Yes.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? Wait. I don't know if it's good or not.
That's 18 for Lane.
Ooh.
I got a
That's it.
14.
That's a 18 for Harvey.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Look at
What
us.
is going on?
Did Robin get anything?
Oh, I got a 19.
Ah, sick. Bonnie, you get like a little bit distracted from just like the mechanism of it all, and you don't really get caught up. You get caught up in it. But everyone else, you like look at this lock, and the metal of it looks like, kind of like if a bundle of like ivy got like pushed through a door, but it's like solid metal. It looks like solid metal. Violet, with that nat 20, you look at it and you see like kind of the shine to it isn't quite right. Like there's something not normal about this lock. And looking at it, you do see that there is a keyhole for it. It's already been said that they searched the house and couldn't find it. But looking at that and then looking at the crack at the bottom of the door, you see like the smallest like point of a leaf that's still like under the door.
Can I try to grab the leaf?
Yeah.
I would like to take the leaf.
I think you need to make like a sleight of hand roll because it's like
Okay. Good, I'm great at this. It's a 2.
Ooh, you like immediately like try and push your hand through and just like push it back. It's but you do feel like other kind of leaves around it. So like you can try and like, I'm not sure what else you could roll nature or arcana.
I'm gonna roll Arcana, please.
So like you pushed it in, but you like spread out your fingers and you feel the leaf like come and start to reach out and go wind its way around your finger and under your under your hand, and pulling your hand out slowly, it comes with you. And like 3 or 4 leaves come off of it, and suddenly you have like just a few of these leaves. And looking back at the lock, still with that nat 20, you see like some of the ivy kind of unfurl a little bit.
I got a 22 for Arcana.
Ooh, I forgot to ask. Yeah. I was sorry, I got caught up in it.
Oh no, you're a good DM. What a tragedy.
So the ivy starts to like reach out, like not in like a ooh, but like it starts to visibly react, and like the tips of the ivy that you can see standing out on the lock start to like move out.
In reaction to the leaf.
Yeah, it's like following like slightly and like kind of delayed, but it's moving like it's seeing the movement of your hand.
Okay. So if I put the fistful of leaves up against the lock.
You put the fistful of leaves against the lock, and like the lock goes over your hand. Closing your hand, I'm gonna say closing your hand into kind of a fist, because that might be a bit of a reaction. You actually feel it like grasp like a knob inside.
Oh! Okay, I'm gonna turn the knob.
You turn the knob and like the door clicks and swings open. Professor Rappaccini has been like standing at like the top of the stairs behind you, just kind of like standing against the wall watching you do this. She's not really supposed to help with like this. But the door swings open and there's like this dummy, like half on the desk inside, and half like sitting in the chair at the desk, spread out. So like entering, you see like a dark room. It's like darker with only like a solid window pane in the back. So there's not like another way that you can see you can get in here. Like there's no latch on the window. And the dummy again sits half spread on the desk, half sitting on the chair. There's still a pen in his hand actually, and papers are like spread across the table, some spilled off onto the floor. And the room is a study, maybe an office, with both walls lined with like bookcases and a soft dark rug before the desk. And something you immediately notice is the leaves that like you touch is that there's like a vine leading up to this ceiling of just hanging plants. Like you can't actually see the wooden ceiling you assume is above. You can only see like the different plants, and a lot of them are very different, and they're woven, suspended on chains, ropes, pulley systems, vines woven together, creating this reverse garden above your head. And there's a few electric lights that you can see like peeking through. And with afternoon turning slightly to evening, it begins to paint the room a little bit yellow with the warped glass coming through the window. And there's a small fireplace on the wall with no fire burning and only ashes. So, and with all that, I'm going to give you a few options just to like narrow down some of this. You can interrogate the witness, so Professor Rappaccini. Look at the bookshelves, the desk, the fireplace, or inspect the body at the desk.
I was
think,
gonna have
like-
Harvey. Go ahead.
No, go for it, baby.
No, you go.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have Bonnie probably inspect the desk.
Okay. You head towards the desk and you kind of like shift the body up a little bit so it's leaning back into the chair. And there's like a few pages that like slip onto the floor. Are you looking on top of the desk, or are you trying to check the drawers and stuff?
Naturally, I think the first thing she'd look for is like the top of the desk, and then the drawers maybe afterwards.
Okay, so roll an investigation roll for the top of the desk.
15 plus investigation.
Okay.
Plus 4, 19.
Okay, so looking at all these pages, a lot of them are just about like they look like pages from like a journal, like a field journal, like kind of probably a bigger one. And there's like designs of like these different plants. All of them, from what you can see, are deadly. So he must, whatever you can deduce from that. So he, there's no specific page it looks like he was writing on. From what you can see, there's no like smear of like ink that was pulled away. But with that roll, you can see that like underneath on like the table there is like this smear of ink there. So you can't see what page that started on, but there is something. I'm gonna go to another person. So Harvey, what did you want to do?
I was gonna have him inspect the body.
Okay. So Bonnie like leans the body back and Harvey like takes a look at it. You can either do a medicine check or a perception check.
I'm gonna go with medicine. Okay, hold on.
Ooh.
25.
25?
Yeah.
Oh. Looking at this man, like this is a very lifelike dummy. Someone like, this is very good. Kudos to the props department of this university. So leaning back, you see like the veins traveling up his neck. His sleeves are like rolled up, and he's in a waistcoat and like has a little chain. And he has like a slight beard on his face and everything, and his eyes are wide open and bloodshot. So the veins, there's no external wounds you can see just like generally checking the body until you get to his left forearm, and there's a prick where you can see like all the poison spread, and it's like it's like more at his wrist that there's just like a small hole. And you can see that like this was a very quick and like sudden death. Like the poison moved like very quickly, that like he didn't have time to react other than to like maybe yell out. And seeing one more thing on the corner of like a page that like is still kind of like that like moved when he got pushed back. There's a small like corner of the page that you can see like it's not blood. It looks kind of like, I don't know, not quite blood, not quite plant, but it's a little interesting. I also gotta change the music to calm. So that's what you can gauge from this medicine check.
Okay.
Yes. So Robin, what do you do when you go in this room?
She's gonna walk around a little bit, but she's gonna head to the fireplace to inspect it.
Okay. Roll an investigation.
Damn. So it's gonna be a 24.
Ooh. You sift through this like you kind of take the poker and start moving things about, and you can very clearly see like the corner of a page that's unburnt in the corner of this fireplace. So like picking that up and looking closer at what that is, it's got like, you probably move over to the desk to like look at it closer with the light, and looking between that piece and all the botanist like field journal pages on the desk, you can tell that this is from the same book. And there's only one, like it's a partial word, and it says mus.
Mus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
M-U-S.
Okay, let me just write it down and keep moving. I'll be right there.
Violet, what are you getting up to when you enter this room?
Did the professor follow us in, or is she still out?
She's kind of, yeah, she's like waiting as everyone like steps into the room. She's just like in the doorway, not like blocking it, but just kind of like to the side a bit.
Mm-hmm. Violet's gonna turn to her. Sorry, do you mind just... What exactly happened here?
I came home. The police were at my door. They started asking me whether I was in trouble because there was a scream heard. I heard no scream. I came into the house to show them around, and I tried to open every door in the house to show them every room. I could not open my father's study, and eventually, there was some sort of arcane lock picker who came and opened the door to find my father's body dead on the desk. I assisted with the investigation how I could, but I was not here, and I do not have a key to my father's office.
At all? You didn't have one before the incident either?
No, he usually kept it with him. It's special.
Special? Do you mind me asking how?
Well, you got the lock open, yes? If you had
Yeah.
attempted to put the wrong plant in, it would have tried to take more than just your hand.
That's pretty special. Alright, yeah.
There were lengths that my father went to protect his research.
And what was he researching?
He was a botanist. Completely dedicated his life to botany. And me. He loved me.
That's
He was a
sweet.
good father.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Me too. But it was years ago. This is just
So, how old were you at the time then?
I was 18.
18.
This was about 7 years ago or so.
Gotcha, okay. Alright. Is there anything that you think might be able to help us?
I'm not sure. Maybe he got a little too close with one of his experiments. Maybe he fell by hubris, as many geniuses and researchers do.
Hmm.
That's as best as I can deduce.
Harvey looks away.
Yeah, Violet also gets like a little uncomfortable at that sentence.
Lane would like to make an insight check to work out how much of this is like
Go
the
for it.
assignment and how much is like real. What is my insight? 16.
You look at her as she tells this story, and there's parts of it that are true. Like, she was being truthful when she was like, he loved me, and I loved him, he was a great father. But there's still like a hint of bitterness to like, oh yeah, he died because he was reckless or careless with his life's work. So
So
there's
that's like the real life thing, and then this is the case like based on that?
what was your insight?
16.
You can't quite gauge that.
Okay.
How much of this is like how much this is truly based on how her father died. There's and this, yeah, that's what you can gauge from that roll. And that brings us to Lane. What do you do entering this room?
I mean, he's not a student. He is not being graded, so he's just kind of there
Oh.
to watch until someone asks for his help. So I guess he's just very leisurely taking in the room. You know, I don't know, like
Do
a very
you want to just do
casual
like?
investigation.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say just like a general perception check.
I mean, I'll do it for something tricky if you want. He's just much better at investigation.
Okay, you can do an investigation. Can you give me like a specific, like, is he looking at the bookshelves? Is he looking at
Yeah.
like plants?
He's
Okay.
like wandering around, like doing that thing where you like wipe to see dust on like bookshelves and stuff. But as he's doing it, he's taking in the whole room.
Okay, roll them.
Investigation wasn't super high, so that's only going to be a 14.
Looking around, you look across like all the like this room is like lined with these shelves. And looking across, there's some that are just like unmarked. There's some that are very clearly part of like series or something or other, but there isn't much that doesn't have to do with botany or poisons. There's a few that, like, here and there you can pick out, like, oh, Lord of the Rings, like, or something like that.
The works of Tolkien have made their way here.
So that's kind of what you can gauge with that. If you want to give an intelligence check, then I might be able to tell you more about those books.
Okay. Almost certainly a no. A 12. Rolling like dog shit.
It doesn't look too interesting. It looks like some of them are books on just like accounting and like being able to balance a checkbook. There's one that's like the effects of like how opium is a good thing. Like all these things. There's like
Sick,
a book.
drink magnesium.
Mercury, delicious.
Hey.
In your blood, do cocaine about it.
Clears you right up. And there's like a book on fairy tales, as well as like there's a few like decrepit looking books like spread throughout. So
The
yeah.
Necronomicon is just there, you know,
What?
casually. The Necronomicon,
Oh, yeah.
you know, sitting on the shelf.
So that's what you see of the books. You can like look closer to any of those if you want.
He's until his focus is drawn elsewhere, he'll be looking at the kind of decrepit looking ones, I guess.
Those are nearer to like the top shelf. And like it's not that they're like completely untaken care of. It just looks like they're pretty beaten up. Like there's dirt on them. And like this is a gentleman's study, no matter if he studies botany. It doesn't seem like he should have dirt on his books.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll go back to Bonnie. Bonnie, is there anything else you want to do investigating-wise?
I guess she's gonna drop down underneath the desk slightly and just test the drawers and see if they open.
Okay, yeah, let's do an investigation check again.
Ooh, 16 plus 4. So 20, a dirty 20.
Okay. So like pushing on the drawers, like a lot of them move. Except for the one directly, like the skinny one, like when you roll in the chair. That one. Mm-hmm. That one doesn't move. And looking closer at that one, you see that there's a much smaller lock on it, but it's the same as the door, as far as you can tell. And like trying to move that one does not budge at all. But all the other drawers, there's like 3 drawers on either side that like all kind of shift enough to realize that like they can be opened.
I guess Bonnie's gonna. So does the leaves on this lock that are similar to the door? Are they the ivy leaves?
Do a nature check.
Ah. All right, I rolled 17. 17 plus 4. 21.
Okay.
21.
Looking at this
honey.
one, it's different. The other one was ivy. This one, you can see like pinprick thorns on it. But along with just like looking back at the body, you see that there's not just like actually one chain on the guy's like pocket. There's like a few. There's like 3 others, so there's like 4 in total.
Bonnie's gonna reach past Harvey. She's gonna be like, excuse me, sorry, I just need to actually get this off of him.
Or, sorry, I'll move. All right.
Yeah, thank you. You're just kind of in my way. Like, what are you even doing?
Well, I
He's
try not to
actually-
be. I try not to be. I'm doing my own thing over here. You do yours.
I'm doing it.
All right.
All right, fine.
Teamwork.
I'm
What's
begging.
this old
One
man?
minute.
I'm 26.
Yeah, we do teamwork all the time. It's fine.
You look like you're 42. Who wears a
Well, that was
monocle at
not
26?
Who rolled a 26 for what?
No,
No.
no.
Oh.
Lane is 26, yes.
Oh, I was like, what is...
He made a comment in the background. He's like, I'm 26. And I just thought it was very funny.
Oh my gosh.
Bunny's gonna try and rifle through some of these keys. Do any of them match?
You look at, like, the smallest one, and it looks like it might fit the lock the best.
Alright, she's gonna do it.
Okay, sleight of hand check.
Oh,
That's sleight of
I
hand.
have y'all rolling tonight.
I just threw my dice across the room. It literally just bounced out of my dice. But just get a new one. You. What did you roll for me? A 19? What is going on? Plus
Wow.
2, 21.
You've taken my roll, 3, and I've taken yours.
So you like slip this key in, and you see that like the thorns lock around it on like the stem of the key, and you like softly turn it, and there's the click, and you hear it like spread across like the sides of the drawer, and then you tug it a little, and it opens.
What's inside?
Ooh. I shouldn't have eaten a puffcorn right then.
Suspense.
Sorry?
It's okay.
I'm so excited. Looking in, you see the page that like has the smear across it that like you can see like corresponds with like the other page or the rest of the desk. I think you'd need like an intelligence check to understand it.
God damn me, Christ.
It appears
Alright.
it appears to be something.
Is it just straight intelligence?
Yes.
So I'm just adding my modifier on there.
Yes.
Okay, it's 14, but I'm gonna use my flash of genius to give me a +4. So that's 18.
It is a contract. Like he sold something. And looking closer. Yeah, looking closer at it. There's not a lot of like specific things to it. It's a lot of like the logistics of like, yes, you will give me this, you will give me this, and a lot of it is asking for money. And along with that, going through like these, it's actually like a stapled thing of papers. Going through this, you start to realize he's not really selling a thing, he's selling a person. And looking towards the end, like the last page is missing, along with like there's a lot of like ink stainedness in this like document. Like it's hard enough to like understand regularly, but with like the 18, you can gather a lot of things about like it's talking about selling like a device.
What? Bonnie's like gonna pick up, she's like, ooh, this just got good.
You find something?
Yeah. Some drama. Looks like he's kind of selling someone or something, like a device, but kind of a person.
I'm sorry, someone?
Violet, are you still by Beatrice by the doorway?
Probably.
Beatrice kind of tenses up.
Wait. Bonnie's like turned to look at Beatrice. She's like, oh, really?
What are you doing with that? How did you...
Is this not part of the... This is part of the...
setup.
It's all set up, right?
Beatrice kind of turns white a bit, and she's like, She's not, like, quite sure how to, like, if you want to roll an insight check, you can get more into, like, what's
Get
going
in on that.
Yeah, can I also roll an insight?
Yes.
I was also gonna ask, because
I think Violet can get advantage because you were talking to her earlier.
Oh, fuck it up.
I was gonna say at
Wait,
this.
Fergus, before you tell me what you got, okay? Is it worth me using a flash of genius on you?
Fuck no.
Okay, Violet. Is it worth me... I'll give you flash of genius, you get an extra +4 to the roll.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Because I got 7, so...
So it's a
5.
17.
I got an 18.
I got a 19.
Oh!
+2, so 21, actually.
Okay. Turning to, like, look at Beatrice, Violet, Harvey, and Robin, you all gauge that there's not just, like, she is, like, locking up, she's getting defensive, but there's also, like, slight, like, the beginnings of tears, like, her eyes are watering up for a second of, like, it's not just that it's very possible she's guilty, but if she was guilty, like, this was not what she wanted. And looking, like, Bonnie, you look down at the contract and you look back into the drawer, and there's more than just papers in here. This is, like, sentimental stuff for him. Like, this isn't like accounting or anything. There's, like, a framed picture of Beatrice as a child, like, sitting in the garden in, like, a little floral dress with, like, her red hair all piled up. Like, she's got freckles across her cheeks. She looks to be, like, 12 or 13. And she's, like, smiling huge. And there's, like, a few other little cutouts of, like, pictures of her in his drawer. And, like, all of them, like, different ages and everything. Some of them, they're together. It doesn't look like there's ever really a picture of her mother. But noticing that, you notice there aren't any pictures of him with Nico.
Did you love your father?
Of course I loved my father.
Despite everything?
Despite what?
I don't know. The good and the bad? Did you hide up the bad?
Tried to as well as I could. It's not... He tried to hide it from me.
But you found out.
Nico had been sick for a while. You don't think that, you know, constructed beings could get sick. And I thought it was very strange. My father kept on saying that, oh yes, we can fix them. She'll be good as new. He won't. And then I went to go find a book in his study, and here it is, a contract. Selling it to some woman who will sell it to someone else, and...
You were angry with him.
I thought he never treated Nico like family, but I thought that was passing. I thought he would get over it. I thought he would get over it. But
Did you mean to kill him?
I didn't realize that it was... He always told me the lock on the desk would only paralyze, not kill.
That was an
Okay.
accident.
I apologize for interrupting here. I fear this is beginning to cross over into the territory of reality. Professor, might I have a word with you?
Yes. And you two, like, step out into the hall.
It was just getting so good. Like Harvey says that when he turns out, he's like,
Wasn't it? That was so
Can like
intense.
airdrop? Yeah. Can I go listen to that conversation?
You can like stand. Yeah, there's like a mirror on the wall near the door, so you're just like checking your appearance after like digging through the fireplace.
Okay, good.
And then roll a stealth roll. And yeah, Lane, roll perception.
Fuck me. Don't fuck me.
Don't fuck with me.
No, never mind.
Baby.
Not
Oh,
20.
baby.
What?
Look
You
at
didn't.
that.
20.
You didn't
Or
because I did
23.
too.
Well,
Get
that's
fucked,
just
Robin.
mean. Does that like does
Wait,
that
wait.
beat
Is Fergus
anything?
Fergus
Does
still
that beat
within?
anything I do?
Is Fergus still within 30 feet?
Yeah, it'd be like it's not like down the hall.
Flash of genius.
Neither of us need it because
No.
Oh.
yeah. It was
No,
Lydia was
that's
rolling
also
for the professor.
Oh,
Not
right.
for-
Okay.
So, after like hearing Robin start to like walk towards the mirror and then stop, Rappaccini, like before leaving like completely and starting the conversation, she takes the door and closes it. Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking and it wasn't coming out. Um,
Is that how he
Just
starts
Lane House
interrogations?
Hello.
hello.
Test,
It
hello.
is nice to meet you. I will be your interrogator today. Professor, as a chaperone, it would perhaps be my responsibility to ascertain precisely how much of what just happened in there was part of the assignment and how much was the path.
A lot. More than I would like to admit. And nothing I'm proud of. But I protected my family and this is embarrassing enough, alright? I didn't want to do this, but that woman held this above my head.
You're quiet again, Fergus.
What woman?
The other chaperone calls herself Miss Scarlet, not her name.
I see.
You are law enforcement, yes?
I'm more of a private eye, but I have worked with law enforcement in the past. Rest assured, I think I can work out that not everyone here was innocent, and I have no intention of turning you in, Professor.
Thank you. I've been blackmailed in the recent weeks. That woman approached me during a class while I had an activity going on for the students outside of it. And she started telling me of how her employer would greatly benefit interacting with my Nico. She asked if I had any power to let him interact with some other students, but I stopped there. I had no power over them, but she knew she threatened to expose me for this, and if I am not there for Nico, then who will stop him being sold somewhere else?
Professor, is Mr. Conan Doyle privy to any of this? Did he know or have any of this knowledge when he set this up?
I'm not sure. I only got a letter saying that I would be doing this. I would be doing this, and if I did not, then it would be exposed anyway. I don't know what game they're playing. I'm trying to line things up so that if something does happen to me, then I have somewhere to hide. Or hide them.
Professor,
Yes.
do you know the answer to the assignment?
The answer is that there was a culprit, perhaps a colleague, who was trying to steal his works. A botanist, at least, to have gotten through the door, to have gotten in, to find his research. I don't
Writing all
know.
of this down in like a little notebook.
That was what Doyle, we were told to bring our own stories, not crimes that we had committed, but there were 2 letters to me, one asking for volunteers for this, and the other from her telling me I had to, or it would come out anyway. I think this is just them pushing me, seeing how much I would do to keep my secret.
You have my thanks, Professor, for confiding in me. We will leave you now, so that you may have some peace after all of this.
Thank you. I think you're all supposed to still meet up in the in Doyle's classroom after the 2 hours are up. I think there's only been like 45 minutes that have
It's not
passed.
been long. It's not been long.
Yeah. And she moves back to the door into the room, and she just sticks her own hand into the lock and turns it.
Lane steps in. He rips out a page from his notepad and hands it to whoever's closest. I don't know.
I think it's Robin.
Probably
with the
Robin.
door.
It was at a mirror, yes.
So it hands it to Robin.
Oh.
That is the solution to your assignment. I am going to go do a real bit of detective work, which you are all welcome to join me on if you so wish.
Hell yeah. Let me look around this house.
It wouldn't be
That
in
is-
the house.
That is not allowed.
Yes.
She's like emotional.
Fine. Well, at least we passed, and we didn't even have to do that much work.
I'm used to that.
I
She just
love
wants
that.
the paper.
Also, Robin, what is going on with your hair? I think
You
they
don't need
asked
to
you in
talk
the
about
comments.
it. You don't need to
Do
talk about it,
not.
Bonnie.
Do not get me started on
Alright,
this.
jeez. I just
Lane is
asked a
already
question.
walking away.
You should not have asked.
Bonnie,
Bonnie, like, I feel like Violet and Bonnie's like trying to find it. She's like, I thought it was meant to be. I thought it was being nice.
Bonnie, like, one last look, just like probably setting the pages back into the drawer. You see, like, one more thing underneath, like, some of the other pages. And it's a clipping from, like, a newspaper. There looks to be, like, there's a few, maybe. But they're stories about, like, a detective. Like, the cases that he's solved and stuff. Yeah, you pick them out, and as y'all walk, yeah.
I'm gonna say real quickly, I wanted Harvey to take that little piece that was like, didn't know if it was blood. There was a substance on the page. I want him to rip it off and put it in a vial and put it in his pocket.
Boy thick.
Got the
Yeah.
newspaper clippings.
We're just gremlins taking everything.
Yeah. As you guys walk out the door, Lane, where do you head?
So, I have a question. Is there any way Lane would know where the case file that Miss Scarlet and her group would have sent them?
Irene was Shelley's.
Okay.
Scarlet had Shelley's case file.
Okay.
And
So-
as Bonnie, can you Nah, you're just reading these. These aren't like complicated or anything. These are
Thank God.
newspapers.
Stop making me roll! Please.
No. So you read these, and these are about some detective who like goes all over the place and is apparently like super smart. He's an elf named Sherlock Holmes with he's a high elf named Sherlock Holmes. And he also has like a partner named John Watson or something. There's not too much about the partner or anything. But it seems like that name shows up pretty often. And
A partner
well, just
or a partner?
Partner or partner?
this is Sherlock Holmes.
She's going through it, she's
Partner.
just like, oh.
And going through it, there's like some pictures sometimes. And on like the last one, it's like from like years ago. Cause like Sherlock's an elf. He's around for a long time. And there's a case about a woman that was blackmailing in some sense. It's not completely certain, because this seems like it's not a case that he solved, but someone was reporting about how he was interacting with this woman, and there's a picture of her. And looking at her, she looks exactly like Miss Scarlet. But underneath, there's a tag that says Ms. Irene Adler. And this is also strange for more than one reason, because Ms. Adler is human, or Miss Scarlet. She looks to be human. And this is from 20 years ago, and she looks the same.
Ooh.
Does Robin hear?
She's not said anything.
Bonnie's being... You're talking
Oh, no, actually, no, I'm gonna be honest.
Been
Bonnie's
laughing this whole time.
Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie. I'll be honest. Bonnie is probably just going, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Well, that is interesting.
Are you going to share with the class, or are you just going to keep making noises?
Oh, right. Sorry, no, I forget that I do that. See, Robin, can I see your ears a wee second?
Why would you ask something like that? It's very impolite.
I just want to see your ears.
I've been
What are they
told they're
big?
very-
Are you
they're-
insecure?
They're very pretty. That's all. Why do you need to look at
Then
them?
I just want to see. I just want to see.
Bonnie, it was the hair and now the ears, really? Does it?
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
Did I
I'm
do
just
something to you, Bunny? Do you
No,
hate
you
me
didn't.
now? Is there something between us that I don't know?
No, I'm just saying that, look, your mum looks really fucking young in this, despite the fact that it was done quite a few many years ago. And I just don't know how a human can look like that. Like, what does she have? Like some magic NG, like anti-serum cream or something?
Robin, white. She went completely quiet.
See, I thought you were
definitely,
human.
Lane, you definitely noticed this entire conversation, even though you're like determinedly walking.
Robin is gonna ask in like trying to keep the most calm voice, but is shaken. She's, give me that book now.
No, I think I'm alright, actually.
Give it.
I said no. I don't like how you're asking for it.
Hey,
so-
Robin, it's okay. It's safe with Bonnie. She's just asking questions. Do you know why your mom looks so young?
I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna go take a walk. It's getting really hot in here.
I would prefer you stay with the group. I am still supposed to chaperone you all.
You. Fine.
Why don't I walk ahead so I don't stress you out?
Why don't you?
Okay.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
Harvey goes to Violet and is just like, things are getting so tense. I don't know what's going on. Do you have a clue? I thought I knew what was going on before, but those two, I have no idea.
I don't. It's a 50-50 shot with Bonnie either way, and I never know what's going through Robin's head. I just want 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all I ask. That's all I want. Is just 5 normal minutes without demon churches and murder cases and just genuinely what the fuck. Genuinely what the fuck.
Walking, you're.
No idea.
Okay.
You're like just down the hall from Shelly's office now, and the doors are like open. And Shelly looks to be like standing in the doorway of like the office and everything. And she hears like footsteps coming down the hallway. Oh, of course you finished.
We're just that good.
Robin is gonna put the answer on the table. Here's the answer for you.
Can Lane grab it quickly and be
That's
like,
lovely. I'm not the professor
yes.
for this class.
I believe this is something you should tell verbally, Mr. Conan Doyle, when you return to him at the end of the 2-hour
She's
period.
gonna
Oh, this
take
is
back the
Shelly,
paper.
not Irene. Just to be clear.
Yeah. She's gonna take back the paper and look at him and be, you in details, you're really getting to me.
I am
You
literally doing my job. This is.
I'll do the talking. Thank you.
What? Okay. Anyway, Madame Shelley, a pleasure.
Lovely.
Hi.
I don't know you.
Ciao, Shelley.
Harvey, yes. Bonnie. Violet.
Looking great. Looking real great.
Thank you. It's a new black.
It looks swell on you.
Thank you. I think it brings
Really
out my
brings you
eye.
to life. Yeah.
It really makes you look like a corpse.
No, shut up. I'm sorry.
What?
Honey.
I think she likes it. I think it's the vibe she goes for. She carried a heart around her with her on a like wee belt. It's really goth of you, miss.
Okay.
Blackwood, why must you be like this?
Violet
Do
just
you-
fully buries her head in her hand.
Do you mind if we go in and perhaps observe the other group, given that this group is finished?
Yes, that's fine. This group is obsessed with a single book that I don't think has to do with this. So.
Well, at the very least, it will show them what not to do.
Yeah. Going in, you see like a bunch of stuff. Not like a ton, but there is like a body on the floor. There's like there's like this. It's also a dummy, like the one in Rabbicini's house, but it's like clearly it looks electrocuted, and it still looks like it's like smoldering.
Got
and like
something cooking.
Nice.
And there's not really much out of place in this room, which is kind of heating the students in here. One of them, like, Harvey recognizes Cornelius is like trying to look at like the top shelves around like the bookcases that are in this room. Another person is like yelling at a mirror and being like, "Get out of my way! Get out of my way!" Which is kind of confusing. And then like there's another person behind the person at the mirror and is like, "Listen, Patrick, I know you're having a hard time, but this is a little weird." And like it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on. Cornelius like takes out a book and starts just reading it. Looks like he's just kind of enjoying it. So that's kind of what's going on. You can do a perception or investigation check on like the body or just like the room in general. See if you can pick up anything.
It's Miss Scarlet.
Oh, she's not in the room.
Ooh, gonna try and work out why. Don't know what that is, but want to find out. So, what should I roll for that?
Hmm.
Like, is
I
she
feel
nearby?
No, like she's not in the room at all, and you didn't see her in the
Okay.
hall. You might just have to
Then-
roll investigation.
In that case, what I'll do is I'll let everyone else go, and then I'll ask one of the students.
Okay. Then Harvey, what does that roll?
You said, what was I rolling for again?
Just to get like a general sense of like any clues here.
I got a
Any clues
19.
at all? Hi. So going through and just looking over the room, you pick out little things like, there's like one thing out of place. Like one of the drawers, next to on Shelly's desk is like just slightly open. The hand of like the dead person, the victim, is like clenched shut. The person is also like not wearing any shoes. There's a page that's like just visible behind one of the shelves, but it's on the other side of the room, so like the other group wasn't seeing it.
Oh yeah, Harvey's gonna go get that.
Yeah. You like tug it out, and it's like a page of like a grade book for like the semester. Like this is where you enter final grades.
Okay.
And there's like a chunk that's like taken out of like the bottom of the page, and this is already like kind of hastily like covered, like folded and like probably like shoved behind these books. And looking back to like the hand that's clenched, you do see like charred paper in there as well.
Oh, you go pick that out too.
Yeah, you pick it out and it like goes directly underneath, and it fits the page. And it was actually like the top of the page, but like from, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where like the name was. So it just goes, you like look at the page and it just says Jane Doe. Like, so like it's like the other students kind of turn around and like look at you and they're like, how did you, we've been working in an hour. How did you?
Special glasses, I guess.
Why is he's not even in our group. So like,
She doesn't even go here.
Go about your business, nothing
and they
to
turn
see
to
here.
Shelly, and Shelly is just like unimpressed, and she's like, work harder.
Listen to your teacher.
Sucks to suck.
Like,
Get good.
rip, but she's different.
Also, Hyde, I think, has gotten very excited about all of this ever since Harvey started interrogating. It was just like, wait, something juicy? So he's just chatting away a little bit.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a little voice going,
Mhm.
and like, so Bonnie, Violet, Robin, anything you want to do in this room?
Actually, Robin is very on edge, so she doesn't really care for the room, but she will try to do a sleight of hand on Bonnie.
I want to let you know, Bonnie is very tall and on heels currently.
What does that have to do with anything?
And on heels.
Because she's 5'10 naturally, and she wears like fucking like 3-inch heels as well. So she's what is she gonna like? What did you say you were gonna smash her knees?
Maybe. Okay. Sure. Well, let me at least try.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Give
You're
it a
gonna have
go.
to roll sleight of hand at disadvantage though, because of that.
Because of the
The
heels.
height? The height, really?
You're like, it's not exactly easy to reach into like a waistcoat undetected when
The
you're like
inside
5
pocket
foot.
of a waistcoat.
The inside pocket.
Oh, don't mind me.
Don't mind me, I'm
Oh,
gonna
You know.
real
what
quick.
size are you?
Y'all are so okay. You're gonna suck it. You know what? You're gonna okay. You know what?
Do I roll anything in response to?
Just roll perception.
Okay, so at disadvantage, it's still an unnatural 20.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I just rolled a 19 plus my perception, which is a +4, which is 23.
So like, Robin, you're very like casual with it in a way that doesn't set Bonnie on edge immediately, but like Bonnie does see you do it and is just kind of like looking at you, like, what are you? What?
Honestly, can I at least like try? She'd probably like try and go for a hug to apologize about her behavior. She was
Okay.
like,
No.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm really sorry for the way I acted and talked to you. Can I hug you?
Sure.
And she's gonna try it. I know she fails, but she's gonna try it.
I feel like a buddy feels her go in, and at first she's like, this is a weird hug. Are French people just really that? They just. And then she's like, oh, I see what she's doing. And she's probably just going to pull away, and she's probably just going to take her wrist very delicately and just be like, you know, there are easier ways of getting something. You can just ask, but you see, you were really cryptic about it earlier, and it makes me just not want to share it with you. I'm sorry.
If I talk about it in private, will you let me take a look at it?
100%, yes, absolutely.
I don't care for this class or this room. Do you want to walk out or maybe go to some corner?
We could go. Let's go to the corner. Let's go to the corner. Tell me everything. I just want to know everything.
Bonnie, that's my mother. And I've never met my father. I've been told you wanted to look at my ears. I've been told all my life that the scars on it are from some kind of disease I had when I was a child. And so my mom wanted me to look pretty, and now I have scars behind my ears.
Oh, Robin, you may not be human. Have you considered that?
I don't want to consider that, but I am very charming.
You are, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. No, that's exciting. Okay, well, here you go. There's your trauma. You can keep a hold of that. Thank you for telling me everything. I guess that kind of was blackmail in a weird sense, but I like the deal that you struck.
It's a family thing, so I'm very used to it.
Ooh.
Did Lane hear any of that?
I'm going to be honest, Bonnie is not a quiet person.
I would have guessed so.
She goes, have you considered you may not be human? And it's like a stage whisper.
Well, did you do this in the room, or did you do this in the room?
In the corner of the room.
Oh,
They went into the corner of the room.
Yeah, Lane, roll perception with advantage, because, like, that's not stealthy.
17?
Yeah, you hear, like, enough of, like, oh, I don't know who my father is. Ears. And all this. So you gauge it. And then at the doorway, there's, like, another person who comes to the doorway, and it is Irene. And she stands next to Shelly, and Shelly, like, does not acknowledge her at all. And then, like, Irene puts a hand on Shelly's shoulder, and Shelly, like, moves it off. Like, I'm not about that. And we're not friends. And Irene is like, we talked! Shelly was like, and Irene is just, like, goes from smiling at Shelly, trying to, like, again become just, like, get a leverage. Turns to, like, look inside the room and see double the students that were there before. And she kind of turns her head. Hello, all. And with that, we're gonna go to break.
I thought you were gonna say roll initiation. I was like,
Right.
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. There'll be a little art break. get a snack, get water, get low. I don't know. Grab some food. Treat yourself. For some tense family interactions. Hi. I'm in. Welcome back to Frankenpunk. We're about to have some fun family reunions all up in here. So last we left off, we were in Shelly's office, with another group crying about how they were not going to get a good grade for this. And just as there is a bit of a revelation between Bonnie and Robin as to maybe who Robin is, Robin's mother returns, a newly realized Irene Adler. And she stands and she tries to be as charismatic as she does love to be. And looking into the room, she sees the group that she was noticing before, along with her daughter. She goes, "Hello, darlings. Can I help you?"
Miss Scarlet,
No.
I hope you don't mind. My group here finished their little investigation quite early, so we were hoping to maybe look at the other two groups and just observe. I can't help but notice you weren't here when we arrived. Could I inquire as to where you went?
No. But it is delightful
Well-
how you seem... This is quite like a private detective to, put their nose where they shouldn't. I do admire your tenacity.
Scarlet, you are here as a chaperone.
Yes.
It's quite negligent of you to leave the group you are supposed to be chaperoning.
I have jobs other than this. Detective.
Well,
Like
but I
lying.
believe this is your job now.
I think I'm getting a telegram. I'll be right back.
Harvey
Oh,
and
follows.
she,
let me
Harvey
come with you.
follows.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she turns around and starts just walking out, and Shelly just like,
Wait, did you say something, Faye?
I said Americans quite quietly.
Lane is gonna follow, very casually, like spinning his cane as he does.
I think I was gonna say Harvey definitely follows, and like I want him to take Irene's arm.
Oh, she lets him.
Bonnie's
And-
gonna take Robin and Violet's arm. She's gonna be like, "We are not messing out in this."
Excuse me. Sorry. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. My name is Harvey
No.
Lovelace.
And it's so terrible that we haven't. I've admired your father's work for such a time. I think I knew him when he was younger. Quite a man. Now, I know it is quite late in introductions. I would have loved to meet the man who proposed to my daughter. Of course, I guess this doesn't mean I have to miss the wedding.
Yeah. I already know that you know what happened to my father, and I'm pretty sure you already know what's happened to me. So if you're not really interested in talking to the man who proposed to your daughter, maybe you'd like to meet somebody else.
I'm very sorry. What is being talked about right now?
Oh,
It's all right.
Detective.
I don't think it is. I'm quite startled by the potential ramifications of this conversation.
You
know
came
what,
here.
Harvey?
You've made Robin very upset, and I'd like to know why you're here.
She's made me upset as well. And I don't think I want to tell you why I'm here. Because quite honestly, and she's like stopped walking at this point, and she's kind of at like open air windows that line one of the sides of the admin building. And she just kind of like lets go of your arm and leans against the wall as she looks down the window. And she goes, I would love to meet the gentleman that you and I both know. But I don't think this is the right place to do it. And I am so delighted. You cannot understand how delighted I am to meet you.
Robin is gonna
But-
go up to Harvey and just start slowly tugging him away and being like,
It was a pleasure.
Oh,
I'll
it
see you
always
soon
is.
then.
You're leaving already? Didn't you have questions?
I do.
Ah, of course you do, Detective.
I very much do. Why are you here, Miss Adler?
Well, I'm at the call of a benefactor, if you will. We Americans, we're all about deals. Best
to
one I
name
can
names.
find. Name names? Why would I do that? Names have power. Names call people. Why would I want to call my benefactor here when they have no reason to come? I see no threat.
And yet they sent you here.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, don't mind me. I'm just gonna shuffle past here. She's gonna move past Robin and Harvey. She's gonna go, hey, so here's the thing, Miss Adler. You're dipping and avoiding a lot of questions here, and I understand you didn't want them answered. This is probably the last thing you really wanted to do on your day, but we don't really give a fuck. You're actually blackmailing one of our teachers, and also you've had counts of child abuse. Cutting off someone's ears and like modifying a child's ears is huge child abuse. So we could do you in and slam you so hard. Mr. Lane, I swear to God, this bitch needs to go behind bars.
Right. It is not that I disagree. You have perhaps let some things slip I wanted to keep secret a little longer.
Well, what?
But we shall move on. Either way, we know there are some less savory things that you have been doing here at Glassbrook, and it is something of a responsibility for me to work out what that is.
Detective,
Precisely.
I know what you found out. And you found out because I wanted you to. I'm warning you. Do not get involved. You want to play a dangerous game, and I have the best cards in my hand. You don't even know the rules. Now, are you going to follow me down this rabbit hole, or do you want to go home and have tea?
Oh, I often jump into the rabbit hole.
Of course. Still trying to find Dad.
What did you say?
Afraid you have me at a disadvantage. I'm not quite sure what you're insinuating. My father is in America.
And I'm only 30 years old.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh.
Again, Miss Adler, I don't understand quite what you're insinuating. But either way, I intend to keep an eye on you as long as you are here.
Well, you can stare all you want, but pictures last longer. But if you do want to ask one question, I will answer it. But I want one thing. I want to talk privately with her. And she points to Violet.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
just standing
He's
here.
gonna put his cane like very gently to the side in front of the group. And why would you want that?
Well, maybe that's something you can ask. You could ask, maybe where your father is. You could ask who else you could find left behind from him. You could ask who I'm working for. There's a lot of questions that I think you're looking to answer, and you can hear them. Well, again, one of them. All for the small price of 10 minutes with them. And to be clear, I'm not asking you. I'm offering some answers to you as well. To Violet, she's gesturing. I mean, you don't think you're the only one in your family, do you?
Was that to Violet or to him?
To
That's
Violet.
Violet.
Now, Violet, if you talk to me privately for 10 minutes, then heck, all the things you could find out. And I promise, I vow, I swear, however you want to say it, you will return here 10 minutes, not a hair harmed on your body, changed, shifted, scorched, burned, drowned, I don't know, anything you want to pick, you're safe from. For 10 minutes. Deal?
Violet, is this something you want to do?
Yeah. Yes. I've got spells. I can message you if anything happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk, Miss Adler.
And she like holds out a hand out to you, and she just like she strolls you like down the hall. And it's like the admin building, at least this floor, like there's a whole like square of like you can go around and like come back. And that's like what happens in like those 10 minutes, just like you're walking. But now. And she like has your arm in hers, and she's like, now, darling, I have been wondering about you for a while. Now, let's do a question back and forth. Does that work? Do you like that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
You can start. This is rather impromptu.
All right then. Easy. Who do you work for?
Oh. See, I said I wanted to talk about your Well, like, oh, you... You're sneaky. You're smart. That is why I wanted to talk to you as well. I will give you part of their name. James. Calls him Jamie sometimes.
Okay.
Now, question for you. How much can you shift? Can you look like a different person? Can you look like an animal? Can you mimic other people? Can you feel other people when you look like them? Sort of a mind link?
I don't know. My mother never let me experiment with it too much.
Ugh. Mothers are the worst. I should know I am one. But that's... You must look into that and then get back to me. Let's see. Your turn.
What did you do to Robin?
Robin? I raised her, and I did the best I could to build her a path out of where I am digging.
I'm gonna insight check that, please and thank you.
Okay.
Because that sounds like some abuser shit. $13.
She thinks she's doing what's right. That doesn't mean that it is. But she's definitely like confident in her answer that like, yeah, this is right. You can ask, what do you mean by that if you want?
Are you sure what you're doing? is what will make Robin happy and successful.
Darling, anything outside of what I'm doing is happier and more successful than where I am. I am happy. Don't change that around. But I know this isn't what makes Robin happy, and as far as I've been doing, I've been keeping her ignorant of what I have been doing for a very long time, and I've been very successful about it. No arguing about that. Well, now I actually have a question. Did you ever meet your great aunt?
No, she died before I was born.
You sure of that?
To the best of my knowledge. There's always room for doubt, I suppose, but...
Yes. You've seen a grave, you have faint memory of a funeral? Anything? Oh, I suppose those are more questions. You should go before I lose it.
Alright. Why has Mr. James asked you to come to this school?
I'm old. By standards. Well, not sure there's quite a benchmark, but I'm quite old. I'm a bit too old. It's been a while since I've had to care for anyone else, but I am getting off topic. James, he's a lot older than me. And he's had this in the wings for so long. I want some peace. And he can... Well, I should say I don't necessarily know why he wants me here. I just know that there's safety in listening. Now, have you seen any strange persons about? And by strange, I don't mean, oh, that girl still picks her nose at 26. But I mean something you can't explain. Like rabbits and cats fighting.
Fighting? I can't say I've seen any fights.
Yes.
We go to a school where I study the Arcana. There's strange things floating around constantly.
Yes. Yes, there is. I think it'll get stranger before too long. And you guys turn the final corner and you see the group coming back into view. One last question. Your turn.
Perhaps a bit of a selfish one, but you're singling me out from the group is not purely because you think I'm clever. There's loads of clever people in this group, let alone the entire school.
Oh,
And
yes.
your first question was about my changing.
Well, it's easy to get stuck in a lot of things. But yes, you are rather special. After all, it's hard to make rubber bands. And she claps the top of your hand and leaves you to the group. And like the group kind of hears like it's hard to make rubber bands at the end of that. And she like turns to Lane and she goes, "One question. I'm quite generous today. Nothing.
Does your employer want?
What a waste of a question. I don't know. I simply lay the bricks. I don't have the blueprint." And she, like, straightens her jacket and kind of brushes out some wrinkles. And she turns to Robin. "Stay safe." And she walks on. She doesn't, like, look at you when saying that, but she, like, walks down the hallway and down one of the stairwells.
Violet,
Robin
are you
is,
okay? I'm sorry.
No, Robin is just gonna take a few steps back and just like rest on Harvey. She's feeling nauseous right now. She doesn't feel really good.
Harvey's like gonna try and comfort her, but his own heart is like pounding and he feels like he's gonna throw up and Hyde won't shut up.
Ooh.
He wants to come out so bad. And Harvey's like trying to just ignore it, but it's hard.
Violet, are you okay? You're right.
Bonnie, I do believe I might have a project idea, if you'd like to join me on that.
Oh, always.
Alright.
Miss Little,
Yes.
would it be possible for me to inquire any details that you may have discussed with Miss Adler that pertain to what I was asking about?
Yes. She said that her employer's name was James. She would not give me more information than that.
Lane is gonna stifle like a gulp. I see.
Can't look at Faye right now. That she does. She's gonna glance over at Robin. She does believe that she's, I think, protecting you or doing something to make your life easier. I don't take my word for it because my mother said plenty of the same to me, but it does seem that's what she believes at the very least. And she said she was very old, and that James was older, and he has some sort of plan. I don't think she's in on it, but she just wants peace. And she said the goddamn rubber band thing again, and
There's a voice that like comes down the hallway as someone comes up from the stairs, and it's actually Dr. Jekyll. He like looks on the group and he goes, "Harvey?
Dad, hi.
Miss Banks, are you all right?"
No, we had a little run-in with Robin's mom. Things got a little tense.
Do you want to come to my office? Maybe get out of the hallway. It's getting a bit cold.
Yeah, is Robin, would you like that?
Please, be
All
lovely.
right. Harvey ushers her over.
Doctor, it's been
Hello?
a while.
Yeah,
I questioned you a few years back about a case. Lane Rossby,
yes.
detective.
And he like looks like really into like, I would love to catch up, but Robin looks a bit sick, and I have.
I am actually their
files.
chaperone, so if they say you're going, I will be accompanying them, I assume.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Ms. Blackwood, Ms. Little, would you like to come?
We shall take a break,
Hey!
I think. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Doc.
I keep snacks in my office, you know.
Yeah.
Bonnie's going to turn to Violet and just be like, this detective guy is one hell of a social whore. How does he know, like, everyone?
Your guess is as good as mine. I suppose when you're solving mysteries, you talk to everybody.
My god. Alright.
So, Jekyll's office is, like, on the other, just around the corner of this hall. And you, like, pile in. It's not, like, huge, because he is a bit of a newer professor. And he, like, puts the file on his desk and pulls out, like, some, like, almost like spring-trapped, chairs, for each of you to sit on. Oh, I should change the music. This is calmer. This is fine.
It's fine.
This is fine. This is safe. This is Dr. Jekyll. He gives you each licorice.
Licorice?
Not licorice. Oh my god.
And he just kind of like takes a seat behind the desk and he's like, are you all right?
I'm not.
Oh,
Not really. No.
And he takes out like a sort of a little bit of a kettle thing, and he places it down, and then he takes out like a little, not a flask, but like water. Water is in the flask. Puts it in the kettle, and like makes sort of like a hot water bottle, hot towel thing, and like gives it to you to like put on your head.
What is this?
It's, I suffer from
Traveling
migraines.
condition.
Very bad migraines.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very
It's
annoying
alright.
migraines.
Huh. They're migraines with a temper.
Yelly type migraines.
I feel like there's a lot of subtext that all of you seem to understand.
Well,
Yeah, no, there is.
yeah,
Hmm.
a bit. Had to be there. But I'm sorry. I still have to do like a little bit of work, but I am listening. If you want to talk about whatever just happened, I'm here.
Would anyone like to explain?
Do you wish to explain things about?
I mean, yeah, he's my dad. I was going to tell him regardless, but I mean,
Well,
is that all right with you, Lane?
you are free to speak on whatever you wish to speak about. Since you are here, would you mind if I pop out for about 10 minutes?
Hey, sure, Mr. Chaperone. We won't snitch on you.
I'm a professor. I can watch him.
If you don't mind my asking, what do you plan to do?
Taking a stroll, just to mull things over.
You seem pretty adamant about staying with us the whole time. Funny that you want to leave now, but sure.
Well, I am a professor and your
Yes,
father.
It was my role to chaperone you, but now there is another potential figure who can look after you, and I will only be gone about 10 minutes. Not very long at all.
Let's face it, he couldn't use a bathroom break. It's not crazy.
Right.
In this
Harvey is still very suspicious, but he's like, okay. Okay, whatever you say, Pop.
Yeah.
He's also only like a couple of years older than us. Just saying. Even though he looks like 20 years older. But
Honey,
what? I'm just saying, who wears a monocle? Who
I
wears a
do.
monocle?
You keep saying who does that. There is evidently at least one person
There's,
in
like,
the world who does that.
It's
On the
very
corner-
slimming.
On the corner of Jekyll's desk, there's like a flash of a hand and like a throwing or something.
damn it. Yes, you go, please. Please.
I'll
You're
be
fine.
back shortly.
Ciao.
How I go.
So like you guys start telling him stuff. Like we can smash cut
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like
Mhm. And that's what happened.
He like pauses and he's like, it's terrible. Oh god, poor Beatrice. Gotta bring her some lemon bars sometime. That
Yeah.
doesn't really make up for murder, but you know, helps.
Yeah.
This is really a trend.
It seems like this is happening all throughout the school with a bunch of professors and students, and I'm thinking that it's all connected and somehow with Robin's mom and this James person.
James.
Do you recall such a name? Can I
No,
roll
it's-
to see if Hyde knows?
Yes.
Ooh, that's really
You
interesting.
can roll. Yeah, all right, that's hot. You can roll history.
History? Okay. Oh,
Flash of genius. Get an extra +4.
24.
Wow.
So
Wow.
instantly, so I'm gonna say what Jekyll says first, and then I'll go
Okay.
on to like what Hyde is like thinking about.
Okay.
And like Hyde is like so like kind of close to the surface that you're like getting this unfiltered.
Mm-hmm.
And Jekyll like pauses for a second. He's like, before the experiment, because I know I didn't come up with this on my own. I didn't have this flash of genius and just understand how to make a connector to get Hyde to me. There's a night that I don't quite remember the day before the experiment, and it's taken years, but I only kind of remember meeting a man, and the only name I could think to call him was James. I didn't know if that was just impulse or it felt right, but it felt right. And it was strange. I don't really remember that night. It was a fog. I think I went out drinking, maybe. I don't remember. But I woke up the next day and I had calculations.
So
That's-
you met this man named James, as you said that's what you wanted to call him, and then suddenly you had information.
And
about-
while you're saying that, Hyde in like the back of your head is starting to think, good James. Love that chap. Always knew how to keep it interesting. Always
What do you-
found a new man. Always
What do you-
found me my man.
What are you talking about?
What's he saying?
He says that he remembers James. He likes him, and that he always knew how to find him his man. So, meaning you.
So it was planned.
It was planned.
See, I've been looking over past students at Glassrook. There's a short history. We've only been open for a few years, but there's a small number of students who have dropped out and had problems. They
Mental
try.
problems?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So
And it's
everyone goes a little bit off the bend, and this
Yes,
is just a
and-
trend here.
terrible things happened. Like, well, like last year. The most significant case was Mr. Frankenstein, Victor.
Bonnie is instantly tensing. Like, she is instantly tense. She's like spinning the ring on her finger, like just to try and calm down. Like, she's like, ugh.
I mean, there's names in the past. I need to see what actually happened to them. It's a lot of work though with my school load. I'm not sure when I'll have time with it. I know it's a priority, but
I might be able to help. I'm a researcher by trade.
okay.
I could do some.
And this would not be for free. You could be an assistant. I have that ability. You could be a TA.
Hold up. I never got that when I was dealing with this guy.
That
She like
says-
points straight at Harvey.
Excuse me.
It's true.
Did you approach a teacher?
No.
No, I thought you were doing this out of the goodness of your heart.
Aye, whatever. But, you know, it'd be nice if I got some of it.
I bake you things. I got
you
you that nice utility knife as well.
You did. You did.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
not cheap.
Wasn't it?
No. It's solid gold.
Really? It's pretty weak
All
metal,
this
really.
aside, I wish
Sorry.
Mr. James is entirely human. Or mortal at all.
I don't know.
Just that
I
a lot
don't.
of things have been pointing towards
Yeah.
elsewhere. I don't know where else.
Harvey
think it
turns to hide, and he's just like, "Do you have names? Would you like to start explaining?"
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay, sorry, I had to pull up the other sheet.
He
That is a 15.
A 15. He like mulls it over for a bit.
When you love talking, don't go quiet on me right now.
Well, you could always start with a close friend. You know. What about that little blind girl? What about her family? Come
Lydia.
on. You don't
What about
wonder.
Lydia?
Her family?
Well, there's a lot of families around here. You don't have to go far at Glassrock to find families with lots of tragedies.
All right. Vidya and her family. Any others?
Not that I'm willing to talk about
Hmm,
for now.
All right. If I let you out, would you want to start talking?
Oh, I don't think I do much talking.
He says that we should ask Vidya. Ask her about her family.
There's a crypt. There's a bunch of crypts out in the botanical gardens.
He says that
Ken-
everyone's family has something to do with something. I don't know. He's being very cryptic.
Well, there were a few crypts that were here. We figured part of the Fandom families. Nico, Beatrice's kid, the automaton, they've been caring for the crypts and stuff and maintaining them just while they've been in the botanical gardens and such, and the amongst the poison and such. But Miss Adler had an interest in Nico as well, so I don't know, Ken, if they're related. But Vidya, there was this crypt that she was stood in front of for a while, and there was one with Victor's family crest on it, and one with a lion, I think, and
There's like a deep chuckle that comes from Hyde at mention of the lion. Like, you want to find a family covered in their own blood?
What was that? I wish you would be more clear. He says something about the lion. He's interested in that one. He liked that one.
I don't think I like that he was interested in that one. But my family crest was there as well, from my mother's side. I didn't ken if there were others. I think there were, but I can't remember.
Listen, and Jekyll is like, listen, it's been a long day. I think maybe it's time to just let it go for the afternoon. We can continue this tomorrow and the day after that as long as it takes, but this is a lot to get into in a day. A bit longer than that, really.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Dad.
I thanks, Doc.
Thank you, sir.
And then let's go to Lane for a second. What you doing?
Lane is strolling around looking for a storage room that would potentially have student and faculty records, any information about them.
That do a Are you more focused on like do you have an idea of where it might be, or are you more looking to just search to find a place where it might be?
I mean, I think you would know more than me because he's not
Okay,
been here before.
then yeah, I think when you were in Shelley's office, you probably realized like this is where like a lot of important stuff is kept because she's Shelley and she will kill. And so like you with that, it's more of a actually it is around the corner too. So like you leave the I didn't even make you roll for it. I'm cheating you. Cheating myself. So you like go around the corner and you like go to the office and the door is closed, not locked from what you can tell. But you don't know if there is someone in there or not.
I'm gonna use one of my Eldritch invocations, Ghostly Gaze.
Ooh.
It lets me, for a minute, I gain the ability to see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet. So
right.
all solid objects look like ghostly.
Okay. Like flipping a switch and just blinking with that, you look through this door and you see that there is like not really anyone in here. Like there's no one in here. So it's empty.
I look around. Is anyone around me?
You look just around in a 30 like area. There's not really anyone around here.
I quickly go in, close the door, and the moment the door's closed, I cast Disguise Self to look like Mary Shelley. And then I go looking for the stuff I'm looking for.
Right.
He's not gonna read into it, because he has, I have the Keen Mind feat, which means I can accurately recall anything I've seen or heard within the past month. So he's literally just opening every single page and committing it to memory so he can like mentally go back and look through it as he's walking.
Oh.
But the most important things in order, he wants information about Robin, he wants information about Violet, he wants anything, any information about students or faculty who have had like weird circumstances or kind of bad ends here that could potentially be tied to Irene and her, past. And then lastly, if he has time, he wants to look into Harvey and Bonnie.
Okay. So you're trying to do that.
You can do.
I think it depends on because like a lot of this, like the student files are like, well, like you're running through it really quick and you can think back.
He could also read or write in. Just want to point that out.
Then I think you can probably get like a drawer like that. But there's like 3 drawers. So you can probably get one of those and you find like a lot of like just glancing at the names you see like Robin Banks or words. You do see Victor Frankenstein. You do see Violet Liddell. You also see like Phelan Brecker. You see Lawrence Byron, and you see quite a few just like students who aren't really like there's not a big file on them or anything, and there's some that are smaller. I think you can get through a lot of it, but you don't have like the time to go through all of it.
He doesn't want necessarily specifics on like the four
and it
people.
It doesn't have to be clear, it doesn't have like on this date this person suffered this trauma. It might list like some family members. It might list like where they're from, but it doesn't really have like these are the traumatic details about this person.
For Robin, he's mostly just looking at the family stuff. For Violet, he just kind of also the family, but like, what's up? What's going on here? Why does Irene care?
Robin's. You look at Robin's and you see that it is very superficial. And taking a second look at it, you can see a lot of it is fabricated.
Yeah.
Like, like it's like an introduction of like it's the thing that students send in of like, oh, this is who I am, and she's like, oh yes, I live in France, and like I have this like idyllic life, and you kind of read past like the practiced story that she says. With Violet's, it's very like to the point of like, I am Violet Liddell. I am very interested in this specific research about Arcana, like very technical terms, like mentions theory, like very, very like aware already going in, like she's well read and well researched in how they present themselves.
Any stuff about the race?
It says that she is human, but with a specific condition that makes their skin like a bit more translucent and some prone to change.
Okay.
And it does list it as a family condition.
Okay. The rest, then he's just gonna flip through, and he's gonna very quickly peek at Harvey's and Bonnie's just to be like, something's up, but I'll deal with that later.
In Harvey's, you gauge like the, oh yeah, I'm here to go into medical school. I am a bit squeamish of blood, but don't worry, I can overcome that. Will not be a problem. Might be a problem.
I think he's trying to get an idea of their personalities and any information about their like what they got going on.
Actually, roll like a whole insight check on this.
Insight, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A 19, but I'm going to use my Pact of the Talisman, and Monocle is going to scrub over just to get a little extra bonus D4 to that.
Oh.
Because I feel like this is when I want to have a decently high roll.
Yeah.
It's the one, so I get a dirty 20.
Nice. With that, like, you sort of like, you can understand, like, you were like their age, like 5 years ago, and you understand like the uncertainty that comes with that. So like, you look past Violet's like scientific wording, and you see that they're very nervous that they won't get in, even though they're like fully qualified to like go into this. With Harvey, there's like a desperation to be like, just because I have these problems, and he's super nervous about them, but he's working so hard to overcome them. and he's trying not to disappoint someone. And just meeting his dad, it's very strange to you that he'd be disappointed in Harvey, even if he wasn't in middle school. With Robin, there's this loneliness that bleeds through in that she doesn't actually mention any names of other people. She doesn't say like, oh yes, and I, like, with my friends I like to do this. It's very much like, I like to go shopping, and I'm an expertise in fashion. Like, there's no involvement of other people, and in that, you can read the loneliness that she's gotten very used to, and she gets fidgety at the idea of not being alone because someone might still choose to leave her alone. And with Bonnie, you find hers like near the back, and it's not as cocky as you would think it was. It's practiced loops. It's like very careful calligraphy almost of like very, very poised and purposeful and perfected. And she talks about wanting to improve. She wants to improve mechanically in her knowledge, but in that there is like this fear that she won't be accepted, and won't be accepted in more than one way of like not having, it's not in not having the knowledge, it's in the not having the appearance of someone they'd want in school. Because this is a very new school, and it's not that like people don't like tieflings, but with the tendency to like experiment with arcana here, there's the possibility that like she could lose her mind, and there's the tentativeness in it, in the writing about, I want to be able to build things to help my friend, to like I'm very good with gun mechanisms, and I'm very good with clocks. I can put any clock together that you put in front of me already assembled. Stuff like that. And in reading that, you understand that this is also someone lonely and desperately trying to find someone desperately trying to find someone who won't look at her and view her as a danger. So looking through all these, you get those intimate, like, understandings of their character, and you, like, piece those together as well with just, like, seeing them today. And there's, like, a definite understanding of vulnerability at Glassrook. This is a place for people who don't necessarily have people.
And I just put it all back neatly in the room,
How
still
a
at
bummer.
Mary Shelley. No one outside, right, when he leaves.
No one's outside
Okay.
when you leave.
He's gonna walk and then he
Are
passes
you still
on a-
disguised as Mary Shelley?
Yeah, he's still Mary Shelley.
Okay. So you, like, go back to the classroom? Or
Well,
not the classroom,
until
I
he's
mean
gonna, like, he walks out as Mary Shelley, and the moment he passes a corner, like, in a little ways away, he shifts back into himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, the evening is kind of drawing to a close, and there's, like, you check your watch for a second, and you realize that there's, like, maybe 10 minutes until, like, the class actually ends.
Yeah.
And you're, like, right outside Jekyll's office as, like,
Up.
we're all talking about this. Yes.
It's me. I'm back. Trust I can
Ah.
come in.
Wonderful. I think probably time to, go get good grade. I'll see you. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later, Dad. Thanks.
All right. Love you.
I love you too. Faye! Faye! How dare you do this to me? On a live stream. I love you too, Dad. See you later. Oh,
Did you get a bit embarrassed there, Haas?
embarrassed? Why?
You looked a bit embarrassed when your cheeks have gone pink.
No, it's fine. Why do you have to point it out?
Because... Sorry. Usually you look so pale and deathly that a bit of colour to your cheeks just makes your skin look very natural.
Yeah, it's what I get for having a psychopath living in my head 24/7. You get kind of tired.
Okay,
Yes.
what the fuck did you just say?
Harvey!
It's the inner demons. Nothing.
He has
Wow,
a lot of them,
Harvey.
And Robin's just gonna kiss Harvey's cheek and just being like,
It's oh.
Nice. Good work, Harvey.
I blame
Real
you for
smart.
this. This if
Blame
you
me. It was your
you-
slip of the tongue. I didn't say nothing.
you started talking and you know exactly. I'm gonna fudge
Oh.
it right now, and you know that when you talk to me like that, it gets me upset.
How did I upset you? I was just teasing you a wee bit.
Okay. A lot of things are suddenly making a little more sense. But that is
Listen.
beside the point. We'll have a discussion after we get you back to class and get you your grade.
All right, Grandpa.
I'm 26 years old. I
"Can
cannot.
you look for
I
it?"
don't. I do not.
You have a walking stick. Do you have trouble walking?
It's people carry. We're going.
You're already like out of the admin building and almost to like the classroom. And as you enter the classroom, like you see Doyle like taking off like this paperboy disguise. Like it's not like super convinced. Like he doesn't look 12, but he looks like a bit younger. Like he like rubbed coal on his face and he was wearing like a ratty
totally
jacket.
shredded, handsome professor pretending to be a paperboy.
This is Terry Crews with a like 9-year-old boy sign on his chest.
I'm a little boy.
Huh.
So he's like, it took a while, but we got through it. And there's like 3 kids who are just like sitting at one of the tables, like they pulled it out from when it was pushed against the wall, and we're just like looking at 2 other kids, like think of It's Always Funny in Philadelphia with like the Pepe Sylvia, like
Mhm.
the
Nice, yeah,
like that energy of like this is how it happened. This is how it happened. And they're like going through and Doyle is like, incorrect. Again, it's really not there's no but great try. And he's like wiping off the coal off his face. And he's like, well, and like almost everyone is like in the classroom now that was in there before. Irene is actually absent. But Lestrade is actually asleep in one of the chairs. And Doyle is like, all right, well, he was rather successful. I think I should try this again next year. This went great.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Well, this is great. Okay. And like he starts like going on a bit of a tangent of like, and like I'll walk you through how each thing went. And like goes through this thing of like, yes, there was clay on the ground. And like you kind of zoom out from like this scene, if you will. Unless there's anything anyone else wants to do before we end.
Oh,
Bonnie's probably just gonna. Oh no, go for it.
Oh, no, I was like hoping to catch everyone, but if we're ending, then it's kind of like, whatever, forget about it.
Well, okay. That can happen.
We have time.
We have some time.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, so you kind of zoom out from that moment, and you zoom back in, and it's been 20 minutes, and Doyle is now the one with the Philadelphia, like, and then the clay was from the shoes. Any questions?
Bravo! Bravo, Mr. Conan Doyle. Truly a visionary.
Harvey's resting his head on
Fine,
Robin's
Robin.
shoulder, and he's just like, "Is it over yet? Did he stop talking?"
Yes, mon amour.
You are now excused. And he
thank
like
God.
sits down in his chair, and he just like slumps over a little bit, and
boy.
like the class starts to move out. And this is like a regular thing that happens. He gets too passionate that he passes out.
Fangs will do this, man.
He's like a fainting goat of a person.
I love it.
So y'all are kind of out in a group in the hallway, about to go your separate ways.
If you don't mind, I'd like to have a conversation with each of you to kind of wrap this up.
Does this go towards our grade?
I don't work here. I wanna just make it very clear. I was a
Gonna
third
make
party
it
brought
so
in.
clear. I do not work
Yes.
here.
I was being paid for a job in which I chaperoned you and aided you, and it kind of went off the rails. But I do not have any power over your grade except for giving you the solution to your assignment.
All right, I'll take it. You did do that.
Yes.
All right then.
Why, Miss Banks, is your mother here? Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Inside check.
Okay.
Lane,
Sure.
fill the seat.
Sure.
22.
Unless you are lying, but I don't think you are.
I don't think I am.
Then you don't have
It's
to
just
roll.
to, like, make sure. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But,
All right.
Robin would love to talk to you in private, though.
Do we communicate that? Sure, okay.
You did say meet with each of them privately, so I will assume that this was done privately.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, so we're just chilling out and they've just gone off and we're like,
It's one of those things
I
where
thought-
like
it's not
yeah.
like a
Lane's
huge
at the
deal.
desk and it changes from person to person each
I love
time.
that scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll
Like,
do
they
that.
don't need to be far. Like, he's just kind of like, I'm gonna talk to this person right now.
I forgot your name.
It's Lane.
It's Lane. Lane.
Lane. Lane. I heard my mother mention you did not know where your father is. Would you care to explain a little more? Are you looking for your father?
No, I am not. I know quite well where my father, if you can call him that, is. But I have no interest in seeing him. Not yet.
Lane, be honest with me.
I am
Is he?
many people. And at one time in my life, I may have been the child of Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Quite a bastard, though.
He's
One
a
of
Holmes.
many he sired. Not that anyone would realize, he's never himself when he does so. You, however, Miss Banks, I think may be his only true born.
I knew it.
I'm
Whoa!
very surprised. I don't have his smarts or anything of the kind.
I make a habit of deceiving people. As a result, I know when others are deceiving people, Miss Banks.
She just looks away. And so I guess you know my mother?
I know of her. Today was the first day I met her. And I believe I know who she works for, which is quite troubling.
I've been trying to figure out what she's been doing and who she's been working for. And every time I get close, I feel like danger comes closer. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I want to find something against her. That woman needs to be stopped.
And on that, it seems we can agree.
If you and I, brother, and team up,
Oh, do not say that. I am many people.
you'll
But
grow to like me. I'm very charming.
Hmm.
I'm very charming.
Sherlock Holmes may have, biologically speaking, been my father, but he is not the man who raised me.
I don't have a daddy.
No, you just have issues.
Either way, Miss Banks, your mother is working with someone very dangerous. We'll be in touch.
And the camera shifts.
I can feel the tension all the way over here. What do you think they're talking about?
Who's next?
I don't know. Nothing good.
I'll decide. Harvey's
Okay.
next.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hi.
There is a psychopath in your head?
Don't we all have our
Immediate-
own psychopaths in our
Immediate
head?
shovel talk.
Yeah. Don't we all have psychopaths in our head sometimes?
No.
Well, that's awkward.
I think we want an explanation, Mr. Lovelace.
Huh?
Mr. Lovelace, are you okay? You seem to be having some difficulty.
You cut out for a minute, babe.
Oh,
Do you need medical attention? Are you having a...
switch. I'm hide now. He said, so you and my dad know each other?
In passing, I questioned him about a case he was related to a while ago, and since then I've had a healthy curiosity, if you will, in your family.
Yeah, funny you bring that up. That case that you're probably working on, you were looking into murders, perhaps?
Yes?
Connected to my father?
Well, nothing was ever proven, but yes.
My father got involved in some very unfortunate work. He was misguided and led astray, and got involved in some really dark arcana. And he met someone. I think we both know this James person. I think he ruined my father's life by showing him things to experiment with, and somehow he invited in an entity that lived in his head for a very long time and did very bad things. And to make a story short, he's living in my head now, the entity, whatever, leech, monster, whatever you like to call him. Yeah, psychopath in my head. But this helps me keep him in. I do have to let him out from time to time, but my father helps me. So I won't do anything dangerous or hurt anyone. So no worries there.
I had heard rumors, but you know. Okay.
So the guy you were looking for, he's in here. And we're working to try and get him out. And when we do, you can have him.
Isn't that great? That's just wonderful.
I feels like there's a picture of Harvey of like, and it says like face of evil.
Either way.
Like hide.
Yeah. Don't worry, I have everything under control most of the time.
Okay, we're gonna gloss over that. This James, you believe you know who he is?
I tried working it out with you know who, and he doesn't really feel like chatting right now, so he knows. I just have to.
Information. He is.
Yes.
Your beloved is soon to be entangled in quite a web of things if she continues down the path she is. Might I have your aid?
Absolutely.
Alongside hers?
If it means protecting her, absolutely.
Very good. Well, you and the psychopath in your head can leave for now.
Thanks. And just to be clear, this won't leave this room?
No.
Okay, great. All right, I'll see you. Hey, what's your favorite snack? Gotta have a favorite. Chocolate, strawberry.
Biscuits, I suppose.
Just plain old biscuit. You know, you seem like a plain biscuit guy.
I don't know if that's an insult.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Smash cut. Bonnie's laughing because she did listen to that of like, you're a biscuit of a person.
You seem like a sprinkles guy.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, you just look like a sprinkles guy.
Okay.
Wow, really? A plain biscuit guy? You really know how to flatter someone, Harvey.
Bringing in the singers there.
There's nothing wrong with plain biscuits.
Oh.
No, but
Tasty. You have them with tea, coffee. They're a great addition to any drink.
Hey Bonnie,
how
roll
if you
a
have to
perception
explain the
check.
compliment?
Oh no, I got excited. It's not. It's just an 18. I say
Okay.
just an 18. It's been better. I'm 22. It's good. It's a good
Okay.
roll.
You hear a ribbit from Harvey's pocket.
Harvey, what the fuck is that?
It's my heart. I'm nervous.
Harvey, I've heard your heart beating a mile a fucking minute. That was near your heart. I'm getting you, Harvey. Here, hand it. Oh. You took my frog,
No? Yes.
Harvey. I failed the work.
You know,
I lost my frog.
if you're gonna have this
How could I let him
conversation,
die?
perhaps
Kill
I
him.
could skip you and do you at the end.
I get to me later. I'm gonna wring your fucking
Okay.
neck, Harvey.
God.
Then smash cut to Violet and Lane, and in the back there's Bonnie ringing.
Throttling him.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh god. I'm sorry about them.
no, it's okay. Just university. There's a lot of
I've been trying to get them to
people.
get along better, but it's a slow go of it.
Well, I do have some questions for you.
I assumed so.
I recognize that you perhaps might not want to answer them all, but I do hope you indulge me.
We'll see.
Do you know why Miss Adler was so interested in speaking with you?
Not particularly. I assume for the same reason that most people are interested in speaking to me, which is what I can potentially do in the future, but...
What is that?
Well, I study magics, I study the arcana. I've been working on... Well, I have to ask Bonnie about this, but I have some experiments that I'm trying to put into motion and go places.
And she offered to... What exactly? She wanted you to help her?
Miss Adler? No, she didn't offer anything. She just wanted to know what I was capable of.
That might be worse.
That might be worse.
Yes. You are... intelligent. And
Stop!
this is...
Stop!
Sorry.
Oh my god. This is maybe more from a place of curiosity. But you have some more innate abilities?
What, in terms of arcana? No. God, no. Everything I learned is from books and from teaching myself.
Really? Nothing from your family?
Not really. Not that I know. It's as far as I'm aware of. I mean, we've had a few, I'm sure, people who can do arcane things in the past, but no one terribly recent and no one that I've known.
Never slipped into another face?
She's gonna morph to look exactly like Lane. That actually comes quite easily.
Oh,
For more than one. And I'm gonna disguise self to look like Violet.
Hey!
Little different. But,
A bit.
yes. I'm just curious. And you seem like someone that I would like to maybe work with in the future.
Interesting. I could make time for that, potentially.
I'll be in touch.
She's gonna morph back to look like herself again. She's like,
Me.
Smash cut. Lane still disguised as Violet. Bonnie approaches.
I'm asking the questions now.
Lane's voice comes up. Hello.
oh, what the fuck?
Well, actually, I have the actor feat, so I can fully sound like Violet if I want, because I've listened to her for more than a minute.
Oh my god.
Fuck me.
Drop it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, people here love to mess with Arcana. I thought it might be a thing to kind of ease the tension.
There's no tension here. She's like patting Harvey on the cheek, like after she's like been strangling his like sort of thing. She's like, "There's no tension here. We're all really good friends."
Okay. Honestly, at this point, you can all come in. It's kind of I'm trying to bring you all into my...
They're fully like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
They're not that far.
This
just
was
like-
perhaps my futile attempt to privately bring each of you into my private circle. And it hasn't really worked out as well because you didn't really separate. So I'm just gonna ask you, Bonnie. This James and Irene Adler, they're bad people. With
Right.
Irene, it's kind of... She's done bad things, I don't know why, but she does them, things like that.
Yeah.
Either way, we're gonna take them down, or at least try to. I don't know if you want to join.
I already have enough on my plate currently.
Okay.
If you need my help for something, you can ask.
It's not an active thing. It's more of
I
I might call on you on occasion.
Sure. Just be prepared for me to say no if I've got other things that are a bit more important. You know.
All right.
Oh, does that mean I shouldn't ask you for help?
No, oh my god, no, absolutely not. You're my friend. You get dibsies.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Well, in the interest of trust,
Uh-huh.
I am not Lane Ruspine.
Oh. Okay.
In fact, Lane Ruspine does not exist.
Wow. What a great chaperone. You are a
All
you are a
right.
great
Oh,
chaperone. So good.
I was quite a fine chaperone. I think you'll find.
I mean, to be fair, nobody got killed.
Right.
We didn't
I
have to
did
fight
my
anything this
part.
time.
On occasion, I tried to protect you. It was your own volition that some of you walked off with Irene Adler.
I got information for you. You don't have
And I
to.
don't fault you for that.
Before we move forward,
Risk things.
what is your name?
Very loaded question. You see, I put on names like I put on clothing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Could you
so
just-
they're all in poor taste then.
For now, Lane Raspine will suffice, but I doubt that answers your question.
It does nay.
I can tell you what I am.
I told you about the psychopath in my head. Only fair.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you told him the whole thing? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Sorry.
You told him everything. Okay.
Wow, you're so tight-lipped.
The world would describe me as, well, a liar,
Nice.
scoundrel, a thief. But always a gentleman, that I have never lied about. One who, on occasion, likes to do the right thing.
Oh, you are absolutely 42. No way about it.
I'm actually 26.
You just told me you're a liar.
Clear.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
That is true. I am a liar. I can look however old I want to. I'm going to shift into an old man. I can be an old man, shift into like a teenage.
He shifts into
boy.
the paper boy that Doyle was trying to look like.
Nice.
I can look however I want, and I drop it like this. I am 26. Okay, I just want to make that very clear.
Sure.
Either way, I'll be about. You might not know it's me, but
Awesome, Mervyn.
I'll be asking each of you for help, if and when it becomes relevant.
All right, Grandpa.
Okay, I'm gonna become accustomed to that. I'm gonna block it out. It's fine.
It would serve you best.
Yes, yeah, I can definitely see that. But a gentleman knows when it's his time to leave. So next we meet, and I'm just gonna tap my cane and dimension door out.
Aha.
Oh!
He's on.
Okay, that is a cool
I've been working
spell.
on that one, and he's fucking. I hate fucking cops.
And with that, there's a zoom out. Or did you want to do something, Ree?
I'm sorry. I just want Bonnie to know what the project is that Violet wants.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab Bonnie when we're heading back to the dorms or wherever we're going. Really quickly, the project I was.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that he just did with the going
with
the doorway. So
yeah.
it's kind of fascinating actually because he opened up a mini portal to be able to transport somewhere very quickly, and I'm trying to do that on this plane of existence as well, but into other planes of existence also.
So you want a portal that'll cross between different realms? Like,
Well, because I have this theory that there's things that are coming here maybe from other realms and things like that, and I feel like if I go there, then maybe I can figure... I've got a lot of notes, and it's going to take way too long to try to explain everything in a way that's going to make sense to anybody besides me. So,
okay.
I just need, like... I don't quite know yet. It's going to be a lot of experimentation.
Okay. What materials do you need me to grab?
Probably a lot of copper wires. I think gems. We're probably going to need a lot of gems.
Alright, I've got some jewellery, I think, that I can scavenge about through.
I don't know. I think I'll figure it out as we get there. But the bouquet I got you for your birthday might help out with that.
Oh, right, the silk flowers.
Well, I was thinking more the like wires and gears that were in there, but.
Oh, right, yeah, of course, the tools
Yeah,
in it.
I mean the flowers too potentially if we need any cloth or anything like that.
Sure, they're very pretty. I put some in my hat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, why? What, was there something
No.
wrong with that?
No. I made them, so it's
Oh.
It's sort of
Right, well, thank you. Yeah, no, it was nice. Well, it's getting late. I should.
Yes, thank you for agreeing to do this, and we don't have to start anything of it now or anytime soon, but it's just something to think about. I'll figure out some schematics and I'll send them to you. But
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, no. Feel free to come by anytime.
So there's that bit of zoom out, that final zoom out of like, you see like each person going to their own place, whether it's a workshop or a dorm or like the kitchens to try and make something, or someone just step out of nowhere at the gate of the school. And with that is the end of this Frankenpunk. That was elementary deductions.
That was so fun. Oh my god.
I love that.
I love it.
A few announcements. Tomorrow is Wayward Wanderers. Yeah. Next Wednesday, or is it the Wednesday after that? That's Paragon Dust.
It's this Wednesday coming.
Yeah, the Wednesday after,
because
Wednesday that comes after today.
Okay.
Yes, because we didn't have one last. Yes.
Yeah.
If
we know what we're doing.
Server that you can join where there's like updates and little chat rooms, and it's very fun. In next Saturday is Mortal Reverie, and in 2 weeks' time there will be another Frankenpunk called Crimson Ghosts, and it'll be very fun. So please tune in for that. I think I remembered everything. If not, voice of God, you could interrupt me if you want. But that was Frankenpunk. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice night.
Welcome to Glassrook University, new home to genius and adversity. In our hallways are characters with backstories tragic who fight against fate with metal or magic. These familiar stories with echoes still sounding. Leave blood on the floor and hearts yet pounding. A game of steam, madness, or hope not yet sunk. I am pleased to present Frankenpunk.